For many of us, the morning doesn't seem like it's anything important. The time between your initial wake-up and your arrival to the office is usually a blur, and your routine has become so second nature that you never think to change it. Unfortunately, our morning tasks are much more significant than we'd like to admit, and our bad habits tend to accumulate over time. The morning sets a tone for how the rest of the day is going to go, and even a handful of small mistakes can take its toll on your productivity in the afternoon and beyond. From the moment we wake up, our mind begins to fill with information and tasks. This overwhelming feeling can give mornings a bad name, and these times often set the mood for the rest of our day. Our choices during the first hour or so of our morning usually determine what the rest of our day will look like. The 5 things you're doing wrong in the morning include. Let's dive in. Number 1. Allowing yourself to feel overwhelmed. Have you ever had that moment where you hit the pillow, blink, and suddenly it's morning complete with a to-do list longer than a CVS receipt? Yeah, we've all been there. But what if I told you there's a way to tame that mental tornado? Enter the power of a straightforward question. Instead of drowning in a sea of tasks, you start your day by asking yourself, what's the one thing I'm committed to completing today? Focusing on just one thing helps declutter your mind, prioritize like a pro, and streamline your workload. It's as easy as brushing your teeth, literally. As you go about your morning routine, ask yourself and commit to making that one thing your top priority for the day. Remember, when everything's a priority, nothing is. So, let's simplify, prioritize, and conquer the day, one focused step at a time. Number 2. Skipping breakfast. This is sometimes the result of rushing through your routine, but many people have given up on breakfast altogether. They view it as an unnecessary meal, or prefer to start the day with something non-nutritious, like a cup of coffee or tea. While coffee can perk you up, it's not going to provide the nutrition you need for long-term energy. I've been guilty of hitting the snooze button and skipping it too. However, there's a way to whip up a power-packed breakfast in just 5 minutes in order to fuel your day like a boss. Breakfast isn't just about filling your belly, it's about kick-starting your entire system. And if you pick something tasty and healthy, chances are you'll actually stick to the habit. So, what's on the menu? Eat a hearty breakfast of fruit, complex carbohydrates, and protein to keep yourself focused for a longer portion of the day. All it takes is an extra 15 minutes of preparation. If your routine can't spare those 15 minutes, you probably have bigger problems than breakfast. And let's not forget the classic bowl of honey bunches of oats, simple, delicious, and satisfying. Don't forget to load up on the fresh fruit. Strawberries, bananas, coconut, the options are endless. Bonus, toss in some walnuts and almonds for an extra brain boost. Trust me, your mind will thank you later. See, walnuts are like the superheroes of nuts, packed with brain-boosting DHA. And almonds. They're loaded with vitamin E, which some researchers say could help keep your brain sharp as a tack. When you fuel your body and your brain, there's no telling what you can conquer. Number 3. Wasting the morning on unimportant things. 80% of us are guilty of checking our phones within the first 10 minutes of waking up. But let me tell you, scrolling through Instagram or Twitter before your eyes even adjust to the light. Not exactly a mood booster. Sure, staying up to date on world events seems productive, but trust me, it's a one-way ticket to Distraction City. By letting those notifications flood our brains first thing in the morning, we're basically inviting chaos to crash the party. Here's a radical idea: What if we saved social media and news updates for later in the day? Imagine starting your morning with a clean slate, free from the noise of notifications and opinions. Step 1, turn off those pesky notifications. Seriously, you don't need to be on 24/7. Step 2, limit your email and social media checks to 2 to 3 times daily. Trust me, your sanity will thank you. Schedule it in your calendar and set a timer because nobody has time to get lost in the scroll. And while we're at it, let's declutter our digital space too. Close those browser tabs and create a distraction-free zone on your desktop. Because just like clearing physical clutter, clearing mental clutter is a game changer. Number 4. Putting off your difficult tasks. There's always a major challenge on the docket, whether it's a last-minute rush or a huge project that isn't due for months. Whatever it is, you probably dread doing it, and when you get things started in the morning, the last thing you want to do is something challenging. But tackling your most challenging tasks early on in the day is actually beneficial. It leaves you feeling a sense of motivating accomplishment, and all your other tasks will seem easier by comparison. Your mornings will never be perfect. You aren't going to nail down a perfect routine that always goes right and always sets your day up for success, but you can mitigate the detrimental habits that tend to creep into your routine after years of repetition. Don't be discouraged if you encounter difficulty at first. Routines take consistency, discipline, and time to change effectively, and introducing a sudden change to your routine may throw you off for the first few days. Stay committed to your target changes, and eventually, they're going to pay off with greater productivity and a better mental attitude to start the day. Number 5. Not being selective about how to feed your brain. Ever feel like you're just reacting to the chaos of the world around you? Emails, texts, projects, it's like we're spectators in our lives, right? But what if we intentionally listen to ourselves instead of drowning in external noise? This could be like starting your day with a mindful meditation or diving into a podcast on a topic that interests you. If you're strapped for time, consider setting your alarm 30 minutes earlier to catch quality reading time. Trust me, a chapter or two can work wonders for your mental health and productivity. Now, let's be honest, mornings aren't always smooth sailing. But by being mindful of our habits and making intentional choices, we can transform our mornings into a powerhouse of mental clarity, productivity, and success.